The Scandalous Life of John Tower, 10 Shocking Facts. John Tower, a towering figure in American politics, was known for his conservative stances, lengthy Senate career, and controversial tenure as Secretary of Defense. Yet, beneath his public persona, Tower's life was filled with scandal, mystery, and personal turmoil. This video explores the 10 most scandalous and shocking facts about John Tower, revealing a man whose personal and political life was rife with intrigue, allegations, and dramatic turns. Fact number 1. A troubled youth, the early years of John Tower. John Goodwin Tower was born on September 29, 1925, in Houston, Texas, into a devout Methodist family. His father, Joe Tower, was a minister who held traditional values and had high expectations for his son, encouraging him to pursue both spiritual and academic excellence. However, young John Tower often clashed with his father's strictness, developing a rebellious nature. At 17, he seized the opportunity to leave home by enlisting in the U.S. Navy during World War II. Serving as a seaman in the Pacific Theater, he participated in several critical campaigns that influenced his staunch anti-communist stance in later years. After the war, he returned to Texas and pursued an education, eventually graduating from Southwestern University and earning a master's degree in political science from Southern Methodist University. His first marriage, to Lou Bullington in 1952, was fraught with challenges due to his burgeoning political career and the extensive time he spent away from home. They had 3 daughters, Penny, Marion, and Jean, but the marriage ended bitterly in 1976, amidst allegations of Tower's infidelity and drinking problems. His second marriage, to Lilla Burt Cummings in 1977, also failed amid similar accusations, reinforcing his reputation as a troubled and controversial figure. Number 2. The unexpected rise to power, a lone Republican in Texas. John Tower's political career began with a stunning upset in the 1961 special election for the U.S. Senate seat vacated by Lyndon B. Johnson, who had become vice president. As the first Republican senator from Texas since Reconstruction, Tower's victory marked a significant turning point in Southern politics. Running on a platform that capitalized on Cold War anxieties, Tower painted his opponent, Democrat William Blakely, as weak on national security and communism. Reports emerged suggesting that Tower's campaign had received covert support from influential oil magnates and right-wing groups. He allegedly benefited from significant financial contributions funneled through back channels, sparking accusations of unethical conduct. Tower's win symbolized the beginning of the Republican resurgence in the South and set a precedent for his future campaigns, which were often characterized by fierce rhetoric and a readiness to exploit his opponent's weaknesses. Number 3. Allegations of womanizing and alcohol abuse. Throughout his career, John Tower was dogged by rumors of heavy drinking and alleged womanizing, which only intensified during the 1980s. As a prominent figure in Washington, D.C., he was frequently seen in the city's bars and private clubs, earning a reputation as a hard drinker. In 1987, columnist Jack Anderson described Tower as one of the Capitol's legendary skirt chasers, a label that would haunt him during his later career. When Tower was nominated for Secretary of Defense in 1989, allegations resurfaced, and several women came forward with claims of harassment. The rumors gained traction when former Senate aides testified to his erratic behavior while under the influence of alcohol. His detractors argued that his lifestyle choices, including his frequent alcohol consumption, made him unsuitable for a cabinet-level position, casting a long shadow over his political legacy. Number 4. The contentious Secretary of Defense nomination. In 1989, President George H.W. Bush nominated John Tower for Secretary of Defense, sparking a political firestorm. The confirmation hearings became a battleground, as allegations of Tower's drinking, womanizing, and potential conflicts of interest were scrutinized by both political opponents and members of his own party. Senator Sam Nunn, a Democrat from Georgia, led the opposition, arguing that Tower's personal conduct made him unfit for the role. The intense media coverage and public scrutiny turned the hearings into a spectacle, with Tower facing unprecedented criticism. Ultimately, the Senate rejected his nomination by a vote of 53 to 47, marking the first time in 30 years that a cabinet nominee had been denied confirmation. Tower's defeat was a significant blow to the Bush administration and a turning point in his career, highlighting the growing importance of personal integrity and public perception in American politics. Number 5. Ties with defense contractors, a conflict of interest. After leaving the Senate in 1985, John Tower capitalized on his connections by joining the boards of several major defense contractors, including Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman. As the former chair of the Senate Armed Services Committee, he had wielded considerable influence over defense budgets and policy decisions. His post-Senate roles raised ethical concerns, with critics accusing him of using his public office to secure lucrative positions in the private sector. The revolving door between government service and private consulting led to allegations that Tower had directly or indirectly influenced contracts and deals favorable to his new employers, calling into question his commitment to public service and ethical standards. Number 6. Personal tragedy, the loss of his daughter. In a devastating turn of events, Tower's daughter, Marion Tower, died in a car accident in February 1991 at the age of 28. Marion had pursued a career in acting and modeling, living a life that often intersected with her father's political career. Her death was a profound blow to Tower, who was still reeling from the fallout of his failed nomination for Secretary of Defense. He publicly spoke about the depth of his grief, remarking, "I have faced many battles in my life, but this is a battle I do not know how to fight." The tragedy added to the narrative of a man besieged by both public controversy and private sorrow. Number 7. Mystery surrounding his death, the plane crash. On April 5, 1991, John Tower died in a plane crash near Brunswick, Georgia, just 2 months after his daughter's death. The crash also claimed the life of his daughter Marion, who was on board. The timing of the accident fueled conspiracy theories, with some speculating that the crash was not an accident. Theories ranged from claims that Tower's knowledge of sensitive military information posed a threat to defense contractors, to suggestions that the crash was an act of sabotage. Despite these rumors, the National Transportation Safety Board's investigation concluded that pilot error was the cause of the crash, although suspicions of foul play lingered in the public's mind. Number 8. Unpopular stances, criticism from all sides. Throughout his political career, John Tower was known for his controversial stances, which frequently alienated both allies and opponents. A staunch advocate of the Vietnam War, he faced criticism for his unwavering support, even as American public opinion shifted against the conflict. Tower also opposed the Equal Rights Amendment, arguing that it would lead to unintended consequences in society, and he pushed for a strong military buildup during the Cold War. On social issues, he took conservative positions, including opposition to civil rights legislation and abortion, which often placed him at odds with progressive movements. His polarizing views made him a lightning rod for criticism from across the political spectrum. Number 9. The secret FBI investigation. During his tenure in the Senate, John Tower was reportedly the subject of a covert FBI investigation in the 1980s over allegations that he had accepted bribes from defense contractors. The investigation focused on whether Tower had leveraged his position to secure contracts for companies that later employed him as a consultant. Although the FBI found no conclusive evidence of illegal activity, the investigation remained a closely guarded secret for years. The secrecy surrounding the investigation fueled speculation and rumors, further tarnishing Tower's reputation and raising questions about his integrity and ethical conduct. Number 10. The CIA heart attack gun, a conspiracy theory. One of the more bizarre rumors surrounding John Tower involves the infamous CIA heart attack gun. During a 1975 Senate hearing on CIA activities, Tower was reportedly present when this covert weapon was demonstrated to lawmakers. The device was a battery-operated gun designed to fire a dart made of frozen water mixed with shellfish toxin. The dart, upon entering the body, would melt, leaving only the toxin, which could induce a heart attack without any visible trace of entry or evidence of foul play. This demonstration was meant to highlight the extremes of Cold War espionage techniques, but it also sparked numerous conspiracy theories. After Tower's death in a 1991 plane crash, some speculated that his knowledge of such weapons or his dealings with defense contractors might have made him a target for assassination by similar covert means, Though there is no solid evidence linking his death to this weapon, the intrigue surrounding the heart attack gun continues to fuel speculation about the true cause of his demise.